Yo, what's up, y'all? Uh, a new series. I'm pretty sure this is a short game. So I don't think we'll be streaming it that long. Honestly, it depends how I try to stream it. Because if I try to stream like really long episodes, I probably could finish this in like 2 episodes or 3 episodes. If I stream like an hour, like 2 hours, I probably could finish it in 4 or 5 episodes. It really just depends. Oh my gosh, why is my mic all the way down there? Wait a second, let me get my phone. I want to hear. Oh my gosh, that's my dog. Okay, can y'all hear me now? I want to hear how that sounds. Okay, can y'all hear me now? I want to hear how that sounds. Hey. Okay, I think it sounds good. Okay, let's get right to it. I don't know what it's about. Oh, clan? There's vampire clans? What the? Brudja. That's an interesting name. A rabble rebel against power and rage against authority. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas will join their ranks tonight. Aristocrat blue bloods embody wealth, serenity, and control. A top-level corporate executive will join their ranks tonight. What's her name? Venture and Torredor? These names, bro. Divas seek thrill, art, romance, and cruelty amongst stagnant undeaf. A tormented artist will join their ranks. I kind of like Brother. Kind of like his. But even though I kind of want to be the black dude, but I just kind of like his more. Power and rage. That's on fire. What you doing, Tiff? What you doing? Come here. Come here. Okay, you're just not gonna listen to me? Nice. I'm gonna have to go with Brudja. Brudja is such a name, bro. What the heck? The divas, the aristocratic blue bloods, the rabble rebels. Let's see. I'm gonna do eeny meeny miny mo, catch a tiger buzz so every holla let him go, eeny meeny miny mo. Oh, look at that, perfect. Oh, I get to change his name. Let's keep the name I kept on my DC super villains. If y'all didn't see it, I go check that out. My character Earl. Bro, Earl does not fit this man, but you know, it'd be the most unexpected people. Hey, this beat is hard too. Hey, L2R2. New York taught me to believe in fate. Had you asked me about fate, golly, I wasn't expecting that much dialogue. Had you asked me about fate when I was a human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit. That we all are designers of our own destinies. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers. Of course, she sank her teeth deep in my neck. It happened in the very same place you're standing right now, by the way. Fate? You decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just a little longer. See, my mistake was that I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. Ooh, that's a bar because he's a vampire? That's a bar. I could never see its glow again. That was a bar, I'm not gonna lie. I was I could even read that word. Incandescent? Yo, bro. My bad, y'all. Myself, I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men and women. Damn, bro. That's crazy. A career, and then in the blink of, in the spark of my eye, the one you need to be born with. That's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupted from within and gave me a subtle enduring gleam in its place. She decided that would be fit much better. She was a 9th generation kindred just like you, an apex predator. She probably enjoyed teaching me the peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. Temptations to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my side lesson was a lesson. Jesus Christ. My side lesson about fate. A message saying you're eternally doomed to be at the mercy of your oh my goodness. Sovereigns? It's almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Her wasn't a message of doom. It was a message of hope. Fate exists and one can shape it if given the right tools. My side didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys and me just her amusement subject. Well, she's deader than dead now, and I'm still here standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival at JFK Airport. Where's JFK Airport? That's just, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today to be the day is some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for that. But it was so rare for you to visit New York 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? If you're never eager to inform me you're here, I understand you still have that meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much, don't get me wrong. But it's precisely because I value that I'm willing to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trusted to do the job well and without attracting attention. You might think I'm crazy and ask you to breach the rules of society like this. You might think it's impossible to get away with unpunished. But this is New York and I don't know about other cities, but in this one, fate really exists. And right now it's smiling in your favor. This is how it begins. Oh, ooh, the music is pounding, your pulse is keeping pace. This is one of those nights that make you feel alive even though it started with you feeling dead. First came the messy breakup, then you have nobody to talk to about how much it sucks, still you decided to roll with the punches. One Facebook search for a local events later, and you found just a thing for your Malayas. Or what? A short subway ride and you find yourself at the club just outside Dumbo. Not a fancy one, mind you, more slightly refurbished warehouse. But hey, at least the drinks are cheap. Why are you ripping up some paper, Tiff? You just ripping. You don't listen. She does not listen. She's just ripping up some paper. This is why I can't keep nothing on the floor. They literally just started ripping it up. The DJ seems really to know his shit too. Alternating between cutting-edge industrial techno and classic Detroit cloud pieces, expertly feeling out everyone's mood. An hour passes in 2. It leaves you feel awkward coming to a place like this alone, but tonight you find something soothing and joining the crowd, blending in. Even as you allow the beat to take over, sweat, yours, others, soak through your shirt and pants in a matter of minutes. That's disgusting. The thought pops into your head. From the outside, a fully packed club must seem like a stuffy, smelly mountain, but here in the thick of it, it becomes exhilarating. You're not even on a pill tonight. Whoa. Hey, yo. There's this Latino chick whose curves are accentuated, but a light dress clinging to her body. She keeps bumping into you, seeming to tell you it seems accidental. Oh, I'm about to smash that. Yeah, it's a good night. You wish it could last forever because you know all too well what the next day holds. Waking up, getting dressed for work, the commute, the 9 to 5 grind that will make you just enough to pay the rent and keep living in your overpriced shithole of an apartment. Yep, that's New York for you. Jessica moving out, all be coming out of your pocket. You run some quick calculation in your head and immediately come to regret what you just did. I remind you, spot Latina girl, she's next to another guy, hitting it off. Your chance of not going to bed alone, gone, just like that. Fuck. Your mute temporarily shot down. You leave the dance floor and stumble your way to the filthy bathroom. You take a look at the mirror. You start to wash your face obsessively over and over again. The voice from the past echoes in your head. Loud ass beat. Never felt like this with anyone seriously. And I mean that. I feel like all my memories up to the point where test from the sheer way that comes here from my low self-esteem. But this feels right, finally. Citizen Slave. That's an interesting shirt. Shut up, Jess. Just a crazy fucking day in my life. God needs me. Pass me the light. What do you mean? Cops took the lighter. There's one in your mouth. Just shut the hell up. This is not you. Oh, fuck off. This is so like you act like some sort of Clint Eastwood wannabe when I really need you to open up. Clint Eastwood. Isn't that a band? Let me look that up. Clint Eastwood. Or is that a person? Clint Eastwood. What does that even mean? Think you're impressing people with this tough guy act? Fuck you. I know how broken you really are. You need therapy. Yeah, now that sounds like Jessica today. You raise your head and look in the mirror and you try to smother all you can muster as a self-pitying grin. And there she is, the Latina from before. Ooh! Oh no! She may bite my neck, but it's worth it. She says you look like you need a drink. You head there for a second or two and then blurt out surprising and do like, yeah. Start to talk. Quickly becomes evident that she's in politics and you're eager to please. Might be a corporate gentleman. You spend a lot eating dream theory, actual theory, and not exercise, Twitter, cliff notes, and organize for all the manners of causes online. The status quo sucks. There must be something better, she agreed. She didn't subscribe to the same passive, progressive, political theories have compatible ideas about the DSA's missteps, even watch the same YouTube channels. Your goals are aligned. She's a bit more radical than you have guessed. You attended a few rallies, been to a few protests, but this girl sounds like she broke her share of faces and kicked more than a couple of cops in the nuts over the course of her activist career. Her zeal is infectious. She taps into pent-up anger that you didn't know you had. And all these clouds stops working for both of you, so you hit the streets. Just as you're leaving, the DJ starts playing All Things Shed by Tattoo, of course. She chuckles to herself, trying not to slip to bad headset. She chuckles along with you. She slips up, but soon enough, you find yourself too invested and listen to the girl's voice to care about anything else. You realize you've been holding hands for a while. Toby car's empty, save for a stoic, middle-aged couple. Drunk, staring intently at his own feet. Plenty of room to stretch out. Yes, she's sitting right next to you. You feel her thigh pressing to yours. Her breath on the side of you. Is she gonna bite me? Maybe it's the booze talking, but you just hear her voice asking if she'd like to crash to your place. I've got a better idea, she says. Yeah, she about to bite my neck. At this point, you're down for anything. As long as I'll let you just spend a few more moments with her. Let's take you to a sleazy motel in the Bronx. Oh, God. Trading a few words with the bald, tired-looking guy at the front as he hands her a key. She's still holding your hand. The woman leads you upstairs. She about to fuck my shit up. Oh, my God. The room you end up in is almost comically stereotypical, complete with flanking paint and a sticky floor that's nasty. Not that it matters though. The moment you step through the door, she's on you. Damn. You try to take the lead, but she's having none of it. Before you know it, you feel the rickety bed get your back is floppy, fun, fierce, and not once does she lose the initiative. Your hands reach under her t-shirt. Strange, doesn't it look like she was cold outside, but now her skin feels eerily cool, as if sensing your confusion. She slaps your hands off her. Yeah, she's a vampire. Like, bro. But now her skin feels eerily cold. Yeah. She kisses your neck and you're overwhelmed by the sense that you're kissing my neck. Okay, bro. darkness. The taste of liquid fire smoke on your tongue. What does that mean? Her voice saying, "Sorry, kid. I did what I had to do to leave the city in one piece. But don't worry, with my blood and your prince was here, they'll do fine." She slams the metal door behind her as she leaves. Damn, that sucks. You lie helpless in a soiled, pungent mattress for some time. Minutes, hours before you can focus enough to try to piece together your evening. It hits you. The big hunger. It grips you by the throat and makes you inside shrivel and tear. It's all-encompassing emptiness that throws you on all fours. You call for a while, scream on the floor in a sundering pain, and then jump to your feet and burst out the door and black out. This is the room you saw when you last closed your eyes. Somebody crushes into a small, naked, buff dude holding a short leather whip. Wow, what a goofy motherfucker. He throws a punch. He yells out several slurs. He hits you in the jaw. You black out again. Yeah. The guy isn't moving anymore. There's blood on his neck. There's blood on his arms. There's blood on the floor. There's blood everywhere. Wow, whoever did this is one sick puppy. Okay, bro. You realize you're sitting on top of his corpse. You hear a whimper. Someone else is there, a woman. Her arms are tied to the bed frame. An eye mask over her face. Red marks on her back. This time you see it happen. You want to stop but can't. She almost manages to get a scream out but dies. Though as you bite into the side of her neck, you drink blood. You're drinking blood. You could swear you feel like life force escaping her body, entering yours. Something terrified you. Terror. She's not moving, but she's breathing. There's barely a mark on her neck. The guy on the floor, though. You double over in a spasm of what you did. You feel like throwing up but can only gag. Panic sets in as another realization dawns on you. Your heart is not beating. You put 2 fingers to your chest but feel no pulse. Same thing on your neck. Nothing. There's no breathing coming out of your mouth. To get out, get someone to call an ambulance for yourself at least. Probably too late for the guy on the floor. Did you really kill him? Tusk, tusk, tusk. What a mess. What is this, Morbius? Look at this man. Look up. The door to the room is ajar. The tall, handsome, broad-shouldered man fills the entire frame. He brushes an imaginary speck of dirt off his perfectly tailored suit. Oh, look, you see people walking in the background. Y'all see that? I don't even know what to say. I'm not calling 911. I'm just gonna say out of the way. Out of the way. I got a call for help. The call's been made. I'm to help. He surveys the room, not having moving an inch from where he's staying. He shakes his head and marks concern murder, assault. That's 25 to life. Feel like it, but since you're not, it's a death sentence. Ouch. Takes a glance at his expensive-looking watch. Lucky for you, it's been a slow night. Otherwise, I might not have gotten here in time. Come on, the sun comes up a few hours. You don't want to be around here when it does. The sun. Bro, these answers suck. The sun. Doesn't matter when the sun comes up, so you don't even know. You should be glad I got here before you made yourself scarce. The man approaches you and starts talking. It remains unnaturally calm. Oddly enough, you find it both soothing and slightly unnerving. Now listen to me. This is all newsy, but I've dealt with hundreds of strays like it, and it's going by experience. They tend to fall into 2 categories. First, there are smart ones who carefully avoid my every word and don't try to pull off anything stupid. I always get them where they need to be safe and sound. Then there are the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on. The wise guy who tried to contact somebody secretly and without permission. The troublemakers who tried to run off or make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece of map. In fact, most of them never reached their destination at all. His voice becomes slightly bored and monotonous, so he could tell he's given this speech before, likely dozens of times. You see, while I generally consider myself pretty strong, I'm also a Mets fan. It's one of my true weaknesses, the one that inspired me to come with a 3-strike system when dealing with pups like you. If you get on my nerves once or twice, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful situations, but cross me 3 times, you're out. No excuse, no forgiveness, no mercy. He's just talking. He slowly approaches you, adding a bit of theoretical swagger to his walk. Eventually, he leans in, deliberately invading your personal space. You realize it's a test. He's daring you to do something about it. 3 strikes and you're out. Saying, "I understand, sir." Now, never been too eager to bend the knee to anyone, but this is something else. The man's very presence installs a primal fear in your heart. Will I get a strike if I say that? You know what? Let me not do that. Is there anyone you want to inform your current situation? Tell them you're all right. He flashes his fang briefly. For some reason, the sight sends a chill down your spine. There's something wrong, very wrong about him. Someone close to you. guess I told my ex-girlfriend. I'm ready to give you a puzzle look inside the proud further. The closest person in your life hates your guts. This time something resembling a look of pity, he turns his eye to the corpse on the floor. A range of powers, I suppose. Well, if you like to ruin her day, let her know you're alright. Give me her phone number. I'll have someone take care of it. Descriptive report. Hand me your smartphone so you can copy the number for your list of contacts. Thank you. It'll be useful to understand my next point. If I give you back your phone, the man hides it in his pocket. At this point, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up under. You'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. You're forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You're forbidden from showing your face to anyone they know you. If anyone comes looking for you, it's over for you. There's his monster orientation and stares deeply into your eyes. So unless you want your girlfriend to end up at the bottom of Hudson, that's just your copper. He proudly displays his fingers and you put Jess in danger. Goddamn, I do not care about that bitch. I only hope that you care for her enough not to do anything selfish. I would definitely do something selfish. I do not care at all. His words are meant to imply otherwise, but by now it's obvious he hates your guts as much as you hate his. He hits you for a fight, and you're almost willing to oblige. I don't know who said that. I don't know who said that. I'm good. I'm not trying to fight no one, bro. He'll body me. Alright, I think that's enough lecture for today. We've already on a bit of schedule now, so I don't need. But now I don't need to hurt you, but I can do so in the blink of an eye. I do not care, bro. Stop flexing, Morbius. Just now that we're clear, I have authority to end you right here, right now. This is not an idle. This is not an idle threat. So you're going to play along, or do you have to do it the hard way? Bro, I'm not gonna punch, bro. He's gonna body me. Great chest, but doesn't look promising. The guy's fit, determined, and looks like he means business. You, on the other hand, are confused, exhausted, and on the verge of panic attack. You're fine. I'll go with you. He almost looks disappointed. A wise decision. Follow me, please, and close the door behind you. You take one final look at the woman who's just coming to at the bottom of the bed. This is absolutely fuck. You pull the handle and close the door. The man leads you down the stairs. You contemplate. Goodness gracious. You contemplate silently the bald guy at the front desk, but he's too busy watching some 90s action flick on a small, ancient-looking TV. He seems totally oblivious to your presence. You heard the jetted, oh, Clyde Von Damme say, I just want to go home as you're walking by. Your would-be kidnapper stops by the door and dresses you before I leave. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking as soon as he opens the door, I'm making a run for it. Maybe I can outrun him. I'll save the truck. You can't. You can either get inside my car or I'll get you to where you need to be, or you can try something stupid that you're great at. Do I make myself clear? Why did you just turn me in? No one will benefit from that. And besides, I have my orders. Doing just a black Cadillac Escalade parked right outside the building. After you. I'm not gonna make a run for it. Following the strange instructions, you make your way to the car and get in the backseat. The door locks behind you. Inside the Cadillac is almost entirely black. Damn, entirely dark. The side windows you see light proof. The man gets in the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without another word. This is the afterlife, isn't it? You're not entirely wrong, but it's not what you think. He waits his next words carefully. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not in the mood to wax poetic about the state you're in or my role tonight. So I just remember, if you want to run the next 4 hours, you'll have to play along. Man, this is bullshit. Why does everything have to be a fucking riddle? Well, riddle me this. Who's gonna get their teeth smashed into the brain if he doesn't shut up? Nigga, fuck you. I said this is for your own good. Times being what they are, you should consider yourself lucky. You're having time for about 20 more minutes. Exhaustion catches up with you, and the street lights fade into a blur. Eventually, the car stops and the door opens. You emerge from your dreamlike state and find yourself in some kind of underground parking garage. You two are the only ones here. The man points to a nearby door. Go on and make yourself comfortable. If you get hungry, God, leave phone. Shut up. I heard hungry again. Take a look at the fridge. I'll pick you up tomorrow, and you'll get your answers. Behind the door is a small room, no windows, just a simple bed and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. The small fridge is humming in the corner, and by a rattling AC fan in the corner. I guess I have no choice but to trust you. It took you this long to figure that out. Remember when I said you were lucky? I meant it. See, my job is to get rid of problems, but I'm not always polite about it. I'm not always this polite about it. This time I was especially told to my mom and Mary. So believe when I tell you, considering how the night could have turned out, being stuck in here for a night is really a good deal. Now get in or I'll throw you in. You step inside. The stranger nods. What the heck is this room? Good night. Close the door behind you. It looks sturdy, but as he's locking it, those claw marks all over it. Looks like some previous guests weren't satisfied with their stay. Try not to dwell on it and check the fridge. There's a single plastic bag there filled with red lip and no label. Tomato soup. You feel sick to your stomach. Best to leave for now. Lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame. You can't help but think it looks exactly like the one back in the motel with the bound woman. Alright, you killed a man tonight, or did you? Maybe none of this is real. Maybe it's all an elaborate prank. The girl at the club just might have put her up to it. Put her up to it. The tall guy's clear in on it too now. He's back with them, and they're all laughing their asses off. You don't know what to think of it. Your mind races, but you're too tired to keep going. Finally, you tense up one last time before drifting away into oblivion. You wake up. Death in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. You didn't feel quite like a sleep, more like a plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels. The room is unchanged. The lamp is still on. The AC is still rattling. The refrigerator is still humming. You take a look at your watch. It's almost 9 p.m. You slept for 17 hours straight. Maybe you died. Your breath was gone. You feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that, but you're certain about one thing. You're hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen. It spreads to your chest, throat, and back of your head. You open the fridge, the bag is still. You take a close look at it. If it is soup, and the color and texture off. You pull the cork out, take a sip, you recognize the smell immediately. Holy shit. There's no mistaking it's bagged blood. It smells faint. You remember some situation in the past where you found it nauseating, but now it's almost known. Not almost, it's enticing. I'm drinking that, what the heck? It feels wrong, but right now, there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. To hell with it. Pour a bit of liquid into your mouth. It tastes bland, like your cheap supermarket juice. Just enough flavor. Here's how it claims to be in the box, but nothing like the real thing. Nothing like what you had last time. Swallow. Somehow you don't feel sick in a weird, messed up way. You can't help but think it feels refreshing. You take a few more sips and then just another suck on the bag a little more. Pause! Then you find yourself empty the entire all. You look at the info pressing to the side of the bag, 450 millimeters of it. Even with its blandness, you still feel like having more. You realize your body lungs from tucked in high you felt would. Admit to that course cause your mind caused you to wince. What happened to calm? You try to piece your thoughts together to make sense of it all when you hear the lock click and see the door open. Stand there in a well-dressed stranger. The immaculate suit again. A predatory look. A hawk on the hunt, but somehow more relaxed than that. So like a tamed hawk maybe. Didn't even slept well. It was a discarded empty bag. So he had a bit of a snack. No, I don't expect this to be the easy to find the next time. Come on, we've got places to be. The car is humming in the parking lot. Just outside the door of the cramped room. You spent the day and the man motions to it, polite but with a stern look on his face. Hijack the car. I'm trusting you here, man. Untouched. Sincerely. Severely? What the f... You take the back seat again. The door is locked. The stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. You drive in the silence for a while. From time to time, you keep trying to catch a glimpse of familiar streets and landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. Your heart is also soundproof, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming and a car's engine. The driver didn't say anything and seems focused on the road. Check on the door handle. Yeah, the door's locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you in the front of the car looks sturdy too. There's nothing left to do. But wait, why is he looking? He's looking directly at me. Look at the mirror. You don't have time to think about it before you. But you realize now that you're hungry. No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach. It's not a rumbling stomach. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen. Didn't I just read this dialogue? You try to exact some information on the man behind the wheel, but you realize you prefer to bask in the afterglow of your last meal. You wouldn't have expected, but you spend the rest of the trip lost in your thoughts, a lot of them concerned. But it takes you another 20 or so minutes to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get to your bearings. You're still in New York. I'm just certain Queens, maybe. After me, no sudden movements, please. You approach a nice-looking building that has a 2-story gallery called the Art Hall. 2 large men in suits flank the door on both sides, and they give your companion a nod as you approach. Prone by the stranger guiding you, you walk inside. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. At least 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guest's attention. I can't read, apparently. The faces are all well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems to be particularly interested in the art pieces on the wall, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. The glances are varied. You see open contempt on the few faces in the room. Oh my goodness. Calmly observing as if wishing to praise your work. The last time you felt like this was at your previous job interview. It was like being a piece of livestock expected from all sides from any friend imperfection. So your wage could be haggled down and it was dehumanizing and made you feel dirty. When they called you the next day to offer you the job, you declined, even when you're a nobody. You couldn't even less if you trade your way, your dignity for a paycheck. Memory makes you feel warmer inside, even now though. Although the state of your blink count never did. Good morning, Quadir. And to you, child? I was gonna say child, but it's like an E at the end. That bro's name, Quadir? It's kind of a cool name. A woman. That's amazing name. The noble, cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation in the hand. The gallery, the crowd of strangers, you, being there, being brought here against your will for what? Oh, I didn't read all that. Damn. Well, the room awaits your response. I'm just saying good evening, miss. I don't know what's happening. I'm just trying to get on anyone's nerves and get clapped. The Prince, New York City, Helene Panhard, children of child, or is that children? Child of Makela. Thank you, my sheriff. I'm capable of doing myself. Prince? That's a. Why is it? Aren't you a woman? Your name was literally the woman a second ago, but you're a prince. How'd that work? She's somewhat plain looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm. But still, the entire room is intently focused on her voice. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. You were just me as prince, child. I realized your introduction to unlife was abrupt. Now, understand your sire left shortly after. Those are cited. I punished you for this transgression. What? Bro? This is not even fair. I'm getting punished for what? I got bit, and then I accidentally killed someone that I could. Bro, y'all just left me to. Bro, this is not fair. I'm agreeing, maybe. I haven't heard from the gathering. I'm willing to listen to what our royal sheriff has to say about the circumstances and your brace first. Punish me for what? So we speak. We have certain rules. One of them is what is on. One of them is that it is unlawful to create progeny without the prince's approval. My approval. Your side never bothered to ask for it. You're about to be judged by the court in New York City, Quarter. Please tell us how you found this fledgling. What happened on your way there? Court prince? Is this some kind of secret society? Make believe? Try to inform who has chosen to remain anonymous at the time. Tip me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. Hunger made him savage, a prostitute, and his client a Bronx brothel belonged to one of the ministries. I have already spoken to Sansarik about this and made sure it blow over. Ryan fledged himself. Surprisingly enough, he offered low resistance last night, cooperating on our way to the safe house. Please do not have to force his compliance. But a quick chapel wishing to appear here post haste, urged him to join me, which he did without struggle. Again, a pleasant departure from my usual routine. His thirst partially sank with the bag we kept in there. We had a pleasant enough drive here. The story ends with us arriving at Isleism tonight. All eyes on you again. You take a special interest in one of the faces. It's a beautiful, with curled, almost blood red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some dispatched man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Thank you, Quadir. I take note of this fledgling behavior and will take it into consideration later. She turns her attention to you. First, there's a matter of your sire, the person who brought you where Quadir picked you up from last. Well, who were they? Sire? Let me ask you this first. Why do you keep using the word sire? What does that mean? On a regular basis, they would be your patron, the one responsible for introducing you to our society. Things being what they are, however, I would very much like to know who they are. Indulge me. You find it possible to climb or find out request something in her voice make you want to please her, and you hear a Latina woman, very radical, unless she lied to me. She was special. She had a fire conviction. Whoa, why am I saying all this extra stuff? She had a fire conviction temper. She deuced me easily. In fact, made me think she wanted me. I fell for it. Now I'm here. Stop yourself from saying more than you realize. There's not really much more to talk about. Nagging thought into your mind. How did this prince persuade you with such ease? Well, Kodar, does that sound familiar? No, it does not, or at least not familiar enough. I will continue the search after we're done. What happens now? Well, as much as you. What now? Now it's time to decide your fate, fledgling. Call me a fledgling? Bro, I can't stop looking at this nigga and be like, bro, this nigga is Morbius, bro. He definitely is Morbius, bro. This nigga's name is not Quadar. That's Morbius, bro. What shall I do with a fledgling, my prince? My prince, but it's a woman. I'm so confused how that works. Let it slide, bro. What is your recommendation, my sheriff? Traditional or clear. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elders. Wait, thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elders' leave, both thy and thy progeny shall be slain. I'm ready to fill my duty. Stay your hand for just a moment longer, dear. I wish to consult my counsel on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement. Of course. He seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main showroom, and a handful of people follow her out. You're about to ask this Qadir what all that talk of tradition comes with when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you. Sophie. Oh, she's not that bad. The other girl, the Latino girl, was way better. Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. Wait, isn't she on the poster of the game now thinking about it? Well, she's important. I just realized that. I was like, she looked kind of familiar. What for? She lowers her voice in response. Calm down, Qadir. We all know what the verdict is going to be. Let me speak to them. Then I have to stain your hands, and after all, words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are circling for domination, anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve. I'll go get my sword. Get out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the shower room with the woman in red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, Fledge, you're in quite the pickle. What do you mean? I still understand what my crime is here. Poor thing, this really isn't your fault, but if you want to get out of here in one piece, you need to have to understand that one crucial fact that seems to have included your grasp. Last night you became a vampire. Wait, what? This nigga's retarded. I'm sorry. Oh yes, I'm well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. There's a reason why we have these nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a side. The fact remains, the beings called vampires, you're looking at them. They're us. Some of the guests are still occasionally looking. How many on you in hushed tone? Many of the predators' patrons are pale, really pale. Most hold glasses of wine. Not wine, that's not the red thickness and not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. Makes a morbid kind of sense. You drink last night, as though denying, and your breath has not returned. Your heart remains still. A vampire. Two voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem right now, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice, she keeps saying, what the fuck, on repeat. You're surprised. This is often how it plays up by design. But deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If you do that, you'll be cut down as sure as day follows. Night. I'm here to offer you a chance to weigh out under one condition. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight. Goodness. And being in a good mood tonight, and your deference to Qadir will work in your favor. She might agree with this, but only if you swear fealty. I'm not making this offer lightly. As your priest, I'll take responsibility. Your action will reflect on me. If they reflect nearly well, I'll make sure you face consequences. You survive, hopefully or not, depending on the prince's will. I'm giving you a chance, not a guarantee. But if you take me as your picture, I'll be your guide in the new without you as child with a sire. Steps and hustles voices can be heard from the sire. See the princess are returning to the room. Quetta appears from downstairs as well and starts walking towards you. You hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. Well, I mean, I gotta survive, so. She flashes a heart-melting smile towards Qadir, who does not smile back. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now completed by a curved, oriental-looking metal scabbard fastened with a colorful stash around his waist. It looked vaguely ridiculous. It wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost. But it takes its place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. Lord Kindred of Yvnngpd, Camarilla, gathered here tonight. I made my decision regarding this. That's so crazy that I don't even know what's happening. They're just about to clap me. Just want to kill me. I don't even know what's happening. I just get killed, bro. None of it's my fault either. That's the craziest thing. They did this to me, and then I get killed for it. Crazy. She briefly addresses you. I want you to know this is not an easy decision to make for your part. You have not done anything to earn our ire. I do feel genuine sorrow for what must be done. You are nearly aware that these nights we need to choose our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and the tradition more than ever before. There is no place for tolerant dissent when our race isn't under constant threat. Although I acknowledge some of my counsel's divergent opinions on this, she takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, rather plainly dressed, shy-looking man whose skin is somewhat healthier tone. His brows is headed in the difference. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate, and I declare that while their embrace might be desired, responsibility and the absence it is in their prejudice that must be punished. Since is final, death to be resolved. Presently, Quadar, carry a scraping sword and see that the sheriff says unsheathed his curved sword. It was a beautiful detail, but what you expect must be worth it. More unfortunately, apparently, which makes you freeze up. 2 outs, bottom of the knife. In quiet mumbles audible to nobody but you. As his eyes meet yours, you know just a hint of sadness is his countenance. Ones that quickly vanish to give way to grim determination, and he's out to bat. You're not getting another chance to speak up. I'm just gonna get clapped. There's no way I can escape vampires. And they're all been vampires way longer than me. You make your choice. Why does he talk like that? I'm not going down like this, damn it. Spare me. I'll just be like, spare me. I would have looked so pitiful, bro. I would have did anything. But I'm gonna be a demon in the future, I'm just saying. No mercy. Prince, if I may ask to stay this, if I may ask you to stay the sheriff's hand for a while longer. Critter looks at the prince and waiting her response. The sword still hanging above you, threatening to fall at any moment's notice. There's something you'd like to say, Miss Langley? Nasty. Yes, if I may, Sophie. At first, the prince looks somewhat annoyed at the distraction, but she stays quiet for a while, measuring the mood in the room. Bored, at least suddenly look at you with a aroused interest. Some of them just stand and not seeing the bloodshed, but all intrigued by the spin and twist. The prince nods. Well, let's hear it. He takes a few steps forward, all eyes on her now, but with his heavy hand on your shoulder makes it clear you won't take advantage of this situation, of this distraction. My prince, while the traditions are clear, I believe that the proper conduct should be observed in addition to the letter of our laws. Which fighting is a burden, but will probably can become an asset in our domain. And tell me you're volunteer to take this sireless child under your protection. Let's have to think they might hold the potential to be fortunate to wait. I expect a full collaboration, of course. We're just gonna leave her again and incredulous voice or two, a hush, just behead the fucker. Wow. Some suppressed exclamations of surprise. Exclamations? Silence. That's all you to make a note of this moment. I might be separated to bend one tradition and child's faith, but another will have to be enforced even more firmly in its stead. Until the progeny shall be released, thou shalt command them in all things. Their sins are thine to endure. Are you certain there's a response you wish to shoulder, Miss Langley? I'm willing to guide this fledgling out of viable Alatar second in a time of need. Yes, but I would like to receive the right of destruction with them if it pleases you. I'm just not gonna say nothing, bro. Its clear tensions are high. It feels unsurreal to listen to strangers discussing your death or second death. Apparently, and keep it silent. So it's for the best to let Sophie handle that alone. Not today. You have no idea how to handle the eyes wide shut crowd. The prince looks at you if weighing your words. She takes another good measure of the room before she speaks again. I shall grant what you ask. Letting me know Sophie Langley and the clan of the Rose will become this flagrant praise. They shall be considered like sire and child. Langley, will take full responsibility for them and grant her the right of destruction if she sees fit to use it. Let my intention be clear, Alpha. If I'm to turn a blind eye to one of our most important traditions on the occasion, I expect it to be beneficial to Camarilla. Substantially so. Jesus, I can't read. I hope you find this verdict satisfactory, Miss Langley. Of course, Prince. Thank you. Very well. She turns to you. What is your name, child? Earl, Prince? Oh, now you're asking, yo. I'm gonna get clapped if I talk like that. Earl, Prince. She nods. Welcome to the Camilla, Earl. Camarilla. Camilla? What the heck? Dictionary update. I don't know what any of that means up there. Now, this evening proved to be more eventful than I anticipated, but with this fledgling fate aside, I believe our meeting here can conclude. Thank you all for appearing on such short notice. Give my regards to those who couldn't make it. Quadira, a moment of your time before I let you return to your duties. Of course, Prince. Shoot you a side glance that doesn't leave much space for interruption. You will be watched, you'll be judged, and if need be, you'll be punished. The two of them leave the gallery. Well, Earl, I think you both already managed to simply improve each other's evenings. But let's keep the ball rolling, shall we? I think we should have a toast of faithful, fruitful partnership. She raises her hand on one of the well-dressed. What the? Carceriers? Hell nah, bro. Who have now reappeared in the showroom to refill the glass. The conveniently handsome man approaches with a carafe of red liquid. He pours it into 2 glasses and is blood again. That much is clear. You're in 2 minds about drinking them, but the memory of last night's hunger makes you wince. You take a tentative sip. You expected the same blend as you taste a few others, but this one you can actually savor. It's smoky and warm, make you think it's a cozy cabin in the woods. It does strike you as strange. Imagine for your mind to jump to when thinking human blood, but it is what it is. You never taste anything like it. Do you like it? I think New York City caterers have very Borgias ideas about what good blood tastes like. Apologies, you must have so many questions. While we're on the topic, we should start with who's related to sustenance. How much do I have to drink? Sarah is, it will never go away. No matter how much you drink, you will always be contented to have more. Unless you consume someone wholly, the last drop, paying for temporary relief with their life. But this is one way road to losing humanity. So I can't just drink them all the way. Unless you consume someone wholly to the last drop, paying for temporary relief with their life. But this is one way road to losing humanity. But we're not human anyway. The Starman just taking us. So I started taking a single sip from a vessel be proud and hot, fresh below, more I can't read than most anything they serve in a fancy glass, but it can make you more ferocious. As how much you should have, it depends. If you're frugal, you can survive many nights without a single drink, but it's risky, and you will tempt the beast as part of our curse. Tomorrow shall take you hunting, and we will explore this topic further. The blood you're having tonight should be enough to keep you happy for now. You mentioned the beast. The beast you mentioned, is that a metaphor? It was quite real, although not in a strictly physical sense. It lives in all of our nature, and hunger manifests. Those more religious among us connect to the biblical Cain, the rage of the first murderer, caused by God, seething in all his descendants. However, my child, in enlightenment, not that it makes any struggle any easier. I have to be wary like every other kindred in this city and beyond. Individual kindred, each having unique reference to their beast. What yours is going to be remains to be unseen. But you need to keep under control. Each outburst endangers not just you, but also the Masquerade. The Concierge. Bro, what the what is with these words, bro? The Concierge returns, asks for permission, and true, which Sophie gives with a polite smile and leans into whispering her ear note that the gallery is now almost empty. I'm being told guys about to close, but we still have quite a lot to do. We'll go to one of my apartments. My jalopy is waiting downstairs. Come. The smile she puts on makes you remember the way you felt with the Latina. It's not arousing, though more magnetic. You find it hard to argue. You know you're still suspicious of her authority over you. Her charm momentarily wins you over. So we lead you to the lecturer's silver Rolls Royce and invite you to a sit in the back. The chauffeur, a broad-shouldered, clean-shaven, middle-aged man, starts driving immediately. Where did we leave off? Oh yeah, I believe I'll start telling you a bit more about our... what the heck happened to the words? Our custom. You've heard the prince refer to our traditions. The chief among them is the masquerade. As you might have gathered from us assembling at the niche gallery after closing time, our comings, goings, and doings tend to be somewhat secretive. We do not advertise our existence. We allow myth and modern fiction to morph and muddle the facts, so to the vast majority of kind, we remain bedtime stories and pop culture icons. Say, is that one television show about vampire angels still popular? Shake your head in confusion. She shrugged and continues talking, looking a little bit more dejected than before. Our clandestine way that will help us remain safe, allow us to explain away the occasional trip up to the rational minds of 21st century humanity dedicate much of our interaction with mortals. What's the worst that could happen if you're a vampire? I'm sure you could read any threat that comes your way. It would surely make things easier if we could. Fortunately for us, there are plenty of things that harm us. Chief among them are sunlight and fire. Both will burn you to ash. So I rest there today. You felt it, I'm sure. That's more like being dead than being dormant, but we have no choice. We are night dwellers, but day sleepers. Some more folk-related threats are just legend or occasion. Minor nuisance. Garlic, one of our even religious symbols don't repel us, unless the will is uniquely pure and godly. Stakes through the heart, though, that's something to avoid. They do not destroy, but they do paralyze, which under the right circumstances can often be the same thing. There's a reason to have somebody like my trusted driver Georgie making sure you're safe when you drive away. You have many enemies and often know their advantage lies with daylight. Am I right in thinking that having a human-friendly successor, or is that at least moderation best if they don't know your true nature? Also, I would say that subordinates are useful friends. I haven't had one of those for many years now. Although sex applies to social interaction plenty, but it doesn't really encourage friendship, alliances, or community to be broken out. Women, yes, that's more like it. Long-term literary does occur in the community, but we are a very politicalized organization by necessity. Loyalty is to your sire, to your prince, and to the sect. Friends must remain a distant priority at best for us to maintain the masquerade and thrive as the years pass. With age comes authority. With it comes influence and power if you wish to reach for them. She used to be lost in thought and falls silent for a while, leaving you to ponder all the things you've learned tonight. Still feels absolutely unreal about it. Piece after piece of knowledge falls into place. The image becomes almost like an entirely logical jigsaw puzzle. Whatever you witness would believe on your own you witness. Many questions swarm your thoughts, but the one you keep returning to is what your place in this new reality should be. The car stops. You're in the city in front of an old but well-renovated apartment building. Here! Would you like to see your lodgings? Is another drab safe room in the underground parking lot for my safety and all that? Every day you're not a silent fledgling Quadir's stern grass anymore. And even he wouldn't hold you there any longer than necessary. I think. Come upstairs. She leads you through a small hall with a night guard who greets Miss Lang with a good evening. You take the stairs up to the second floor. So he opens the door to room 209. Inside are all the amenities you could expect from a modern apartment. Some wouldn't have deemed necessary just the previous night, including thick blinds on the windows. The back room has a comfortable looking bed and a thick steel door with several sturdy locking locks but no windows. How do you like it? I'm glad. Make yourself at home. Tomorrow I will take you hunting and discuss the blood in more detail. I'll let you get comfortable. The keys are about to tell me to say I will come to pick you up tomorrow night. I don't know why I said tomorrow night like that. Use the back room for rest. You can lock the doors just in case. The thing's a bit when she leaves. It's like the room suddenly became a few shades dimmer. You inspect the kitchen, hoping to find something to drink. Nothing. No regular food either. Feels strange that Cordelia could be more thoughtful host than your new site, even if only in that respect. Briefly wonder if the sheriff might have a hidden side. What? I don't want to click those things because I don't know what those mean. Till the world of darkness begins. Oh, this is all the dialogue. Ah. Okay. With nothing left to do, you lie on the couch with a TV playing in the background for company. Columbo reruns, Kajak reruns, President of the United States got himself into serious trouble again, the United States got himself out of trouble again. Putin started yelling over each other about things that seem a little bit less insignificant just 2 days ago. You started just not reflecting about another night of confusing conversation and worldwide shattering revelations. How many more before you finally understand what happened to you and what you're supposed to do now? You come back to the life you left behind. The people you should contact, the things you want to pick up from your apartment. You wonder when you'll have chance for either of them. As you start to feel the same tiredness that made you drift into a cold sleep last night, you settle in the back room. The bed is comfortable, the lack of windows less so. You leave the light bulb on. Looking at it, you realize it's the closest you ever come to staring at the sun on a breezy summer day again. A wave of melancholy overwhelms you. A few minutes later, your consciousness fades and you take the plunge into darkness again, sinking. What just happened? Hunger is at the heart of a vampire's existence. To ignore it is to tempt the beast to take over. It is desire to feed it to overindulge in feeding may threaten the masquerade while staining what man you have left. In coteries of New York, having high hunger is indicated by a progressively thicker, bloody framer on the screen like the one you see now. As your hunger grows, so does the indicator. Your hunger may increase when you call upon your vampiric powers or when you need to mend your wounds after a fight. Oh, damn. We're having fights in this game that I need to, like, heal? Oh, that's gonna be fire. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. It's early. Ooh. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna be drinking a lot of humans, bro. I got no problem killing humans, bro. Drinking their blood. I'm probably not gonna kill, like, you know, a child or none of that. But if it's just some drunk dude on the street clapping them. When your hunger... that sounds so crazy. When your hunger reaches a maximum level, you receive a warning after you complete a piece of the story. Ignore it at your own peril. Peril? Peril. Some choices might only become visible if your hunger is high enough. Similar high hunger may block off some choices as you will be able to see as the person continue. Ah. So maybe if I didn't drink the blood back at the room, I would probably be able to pick this choice, which I don't know what it is. To decrease your hunger, you need to feed. Whenever you see a feeding option, you can take the risk to hunt and slake your hunger. You need to keep the hunger at bay if you're up to hold a masquerade and survive the nights that await you. I'm only playing goody two shoes right now because I don't know what's happening and all that stuff. When I get to a certain point, bro, I may let the hunger take control a bit. Slaughter some people, you know? You open your eyes. The bed isn't warm. The room is filled with artificial light from the ceiling. The solid metal doors are closed. Normally you stretch a bit on some mornings. You probably throw the quilt over yourself and sleep a little longer, but that was before. But you woke up now, you're fully conscious. No grogginess, nothing weighing you down, just a nagging need in the back of your head. Hunger, not as severe as the last time, but I'm still there. You get up, open the door to the main room. A digital clock on the TV shows the time, 9:04 p.m. You walk over to the blinds and track them cautiously. The only light coming in is NYC's artificial light time luminance. So that's what your waking hours are going to look like now. You missed the sunlight already. You're seriously considering just walking out the apartment, figuring this all by yourself, but then you come back to the mirror of Quiddick's exotic sword being raised in the gallery. Missing around isn't a bad idea after all. You keep jumping channels for around half an hour and then switch to streaming services, almost as if the universe had a sense of irony. You catch the true blood and the flood of recommendations. Doorbell rings. It's Sophie. Golly, relax. Good evening, Earl. Sleep well? Slept well? Like a dead man. It's not really sleep, is it? I suppose it isn't. Some say it's more like being on us, reflecting on it anyway. Except that this is who you are now. You made the right choice yesterday. I can teach you many things about yourself. Your blood, its desires, and its powers will begin tonight. You're hungry, yes, I'm sure you are. Our kind always is. There's only one remedy, the blood. The blood we had yesterday, Ielsim, are not the usual way you stake your thirst. So tonight I'll assist you in your first foray to hunting. You need to learn to sense the kind of blood you desire to understand how you can use the kinds of vulnerabilities to your advantage. Let's get started. Such eagerness, or is it just your hunger making you impatient? You find that drinking moderate amounts of regularly will keep the hunger and the whispers of the race away. You may think yourself monstrous, but there's a balance to find here. Well, I low-key want to see what happens if I let it, you know, get out of control a little bit. But at the same time, I know the kiss gives the kind pleasure. What? The kiss gives the kind pleasure. You might remember this from your own embrace. Some can even become addicted to the sensation, but if you do it right, it hint to misremember your feeding. All vampires don't exist. They are myths, fairy tales, and pop culture mainstays. Correct? You're sliding knowing style. That's very so important, and even more crucial when you feed. How do you want to be seen while feeding? Isolate your partner, you choose the right segment. People tend to start to avert their gaze when they see a couple intertwined in public. Love bites are easy to explain away. That's true. Humans keep willing herds or even this individual kind who desire to kiss. That comes at a higher risk these nights though, so I would not recommend it to a young kindred like yourself. Feeding from the same area completely can be dangerous, but by branching out you risk the ire of other kindred on those on whose domains you're trespassing. Luckily for you, New gets more forgiving in this regard. New gets in somewhat of a unique position. Many of his neighborhoods remain uncontested or unclaimed. The reason for this is a lesson for another time, but keep following in mind. Keep the following in mind. Take opportunities to feed when they present themselves these upcoming nights. As long as you hunt cautiously and respect the Masquerade at all times, you should be fine. To wit, I want you to join me for a trip tonight. Come downstairs. Gregory is waiting for us. Busy streets fill the air with traffic noise, pedestrian chatter, and a mix of smells that disorient you momentarily. These warm bodies contain what you want, what you need. So, did you really just think of these people as mere sources of blood? It takes a nudge from Sophie to break your train of thought. The driver opens the door for her and then tips his hat to gesture into the back of the car. The car casually joins. Yo. Golly! The car casually joins a somewhat thin New York traffic. Still busy in a way only one of the biggest cities in the world could be, but compared to the daylight, the commute is a pleasant drive. You barely have the time to gather your thoughts and formulate new questions before the car comes to a stop. You're among the tall skyscrapers that make up Manhattan's iconic skyline. Come on, Earl. Park the car, Gregory. Come, Earl. Park the car, Gregory, will you? Wait, no. Park the car, Gregory, will you? Golly, bro. Why'd I read that so weird? I read it with no punctuation. The driver nods and Sophie gets out. You join her and the two of you walk through the glass doors together and take the elevator up. You first notice an empty stage with instruments of a string quartet still in the back. They're taking a few dozen chairs in front of it. The concert seems concluded. The patrons, all smartly dressed in posh, have spread out all over the hall. Sophie strides calmly aside and produces an invitation from her purse that she flashes in front of her security guard. You follow close and you let through without issue. Let's start easy. A social setting like this one would usually prove quite challenging to an inexperienced kinder, but send this even a small gift from your Patreon. I hope to procure for you a willing vessel. Just remember what I told you about taking small sips. This one, I have a soft spot for her. Don't damage her. Aw. Just drink her blood a little bit. Now let's see. I'm gonna kill her. Yo, that would be funny if it gives me that choice. Ah, there she is. He knows someone in the crowd. Flashes a heart-melting smile. You suddenly even feel drawn to her. You haven't thought about it before, but it's laid clear before you in this moment. Sophie's beautiful. Just looking at her is a privilege. Just being with her makes you feel enlightened. More crowd, but especially the man who's almost tripping over himself to reach her, clearly agrees. Edgar, I'm so happy to see you. How's your daughter? Is she with you? Oh, there she is. Julie, my girl, come here, please. There's someone I'd like you to meet. Young woman who walks across the hall can't be more than 19 years old. It's clear from her mismatched earrings and the partially faded purple hair dye that she doesn't fit in this crowd. Julie, this is Earl. I think the two of you should get acquainted while I'll talk business with your dad. Awfully boring, sure. Stuff, I assure you. I'm positive y'all like each other. Girl gives you a shy smile and nods towards the balcony as you follow. Someone unsure what exactly what he expects you to do. He's just a clueless space from which the entire lobby is visible. All eyes are on Sophie. They listen intently. They laugh when she does. Julie saves you the trouble of figuring out the next step. If you're with Sophie, then I guess you're, he puts her wrist to her lips and gives herself a theoretical nip and looks to you, embarrassed but also hopeful. Yes, I do. Takes off her jacket, buttons her sleeve and rolls it up. You see a tattoo of a cat and an astronaut, so one feline eye winking at you. There, just enjoy. Freak ass. A perfectly awkward smile and a blush. She's a what? That man got his meat out? Bro, look at that statue in the back. He got his meat out. This time, I'm not gonna drink. Just to see. The temptation is definitely there, but you can't make yourself do. She's barely more than a kiss. So what if she seems to want it? This is wrong. This is all fucking wrong. She hesitates, but keeps staring at you with pleading eyes. You've seen this look before. It's documentary fucking movie. You know someone's face is a junkie begging for a fix. breaks into tears, starting shaking, dejected. She wraps her arms around herself and starts walking down the hall back to the main hall. Let her go. She doesn't look back, instead beelining to the toilet at the far end. Nobody pays her any attention but you and Sophie. You can swear she shook her head. Crowd around Sophie dispersed, slowly looking at her now. Only some visitors of awe hangs in the air. Yes, she's pretty, but even beautiful, sure, but not your type. What came over you before? You walk over to her. Edgar, dear, it was fun to talk to you, but we need to go. Give them my best wishes. Come with her. Greg is waiting for you out in the front. It's only the car that Sophie addresses you. How did it go? I'm not gonna lie. How did what go? Don't play games with me. I'm sure that girl made no secret of what she was offering. Sure it was guilt or some ridiculous emotion that made you think you was forced to offer you her blood. Believe it or not, she does it so willingly. She enjoys it. Well, at first you don't see perhaps you need to change your pace. Time for the next stop. Training wheels off. This time, Greg, fleshing metals, please. The driver takes the car over the Williamsburg Bridge. You settle your thoughts. What's the thing about training wheels? What do you mean about training wheels? It was a proving ground for you to try and a controlled feed. Now it's time for a real hunt, and that will require you to put in extra effort. We have all our talents. Some of them come from the legacy we inherit from our sire. Others can be learned with experience. That's why I can sway people or make them fear me. I can see more of the world and greater detail than some kindred. I can will my body to move with unparalleled precision and grace and more. All these skills make me who I am. They also help me hunt. What are my okay? So what are my talents? Time will tell you. You need to discover them yourself. When we arrive, experiment. Give different things a try. Follow your instinct and intuition. It will guide the blood. Always keep Masquerade in mind. However, it's all fine if you can disappear in plain sight and command animals with your mind, but save those over talents for the right place and time. It takes you half an hour to reach the park at this time of night. Both you and Sophie will leave the car, and Gregory left behind again to find a parking spot and keep an eye on the car. Sophie seems deep in thought. She takes in the surroundings with a dreaming gaze. The sky is surprisingly clear tonight. The stars just barely visible, and the light populate the aura of the city. I feel like I'm having a snack myself. I'll be by the fountain. Go look for somebody to your liking. See what effect you can achieve with your blood, but only pick one victim, just one, then come back. I'm picking 4. Seeing how she seems not altogether here right now, you have to decide to leave on her own devices and seek out your prey. Here it looks like you have a few choices. Just taking a stroll around the park or finding an isolated jogger or someone like them could work. We'll focus on one area of our work better. The New York State Pavilion might work as a secluded spot. There's a skate park nearby, and the worst case there's bound to be some fortunate we know around. Or maybe the tennis court nearby. There's light coming from there, so somebody might be still playing late at night. You don't be alone. They might be tired and let their guard down. As these scenarios play on your mind, you realize you're planning how to assault a stranger in the middle of the night is a weird way to be, but now the familiar hunger prompts you to act. Decrepit Palladium, look for prey at the tennis court, take a walk, but don't feed. Said the tennis courts are good as places at it. You make your way to the bright glow of the lamps illuminating the area. As you guess, a pair of players, 2 men, fit but older, maybe pushing 60. Oh yeah, I'm about to clap. These 2 niggas are finishing up a match. They're only there. It's time to make a move. Presence, lure a player away, barge into the showers. The right moment to strike. The 2 men grab the things and hit the showers. You sneak behind them as they each take a separate having you quickly open one of them and lunge blindly. White hair, bearded man doesn't even have a chance to react, and your face sinking to him. Scalding hot water keeps flowing into both of you, but you're preoccupied with his hot blood. It flows fast and feels energizing to you. You never expect an invigorating taste like this from a guy who's at least your father's age. You need to feel that his tennis buddy will soon realize something, so you get out of there fast. Then the naked man falls to the floor of the shower cabin. Soaked but salted, you emerge from the showers and leave the courts. As you're about to walk back, so a figure emerges from the shower and stops you in your tracks. The hooded man is looking mercilessly at you. What do you think you're doing, barging in on my turf like this, Lick? I love beer, Lick. Piss off or else. Yeah, my nigga. I'm only talking to them like that because I'm not trying to get body. You some random nigga. Piss off. I'm not in the mood for a mugging. You do not want to cross me right now. I'm him right now, my nigga. I'm him right now. Mugging. No, this ain't a mugging. This is one lick telling another to get the fuck out their turf. But first, you're gonna tell me who you are. With send me the whole Masquerade song and dance and know who you are now. Know who you are now. Talk before my posse shows up and we beat it out of you. Big talk coming from a chump. Talk big, but I'm thinking you're just a chump. Want to prove me wrong? Chances are give you extremely nasty look, embarrass his fangs. You don't want to push your luck, dumb fuck. My crew is in the earshot. One shout away and you're D-O-N-E done. You get what I'm saying? If you want to dance, this dance. Once I'm through, I'm going to hand you over to Calihan, and you're going to be sorry I didn't finish you off instead. Nigga, fuck you. You decide it's time for talking is over. You rush him and throw him off balance, landing on the ground. He's fast but weak. The broad takes the bit of both of you. Suddenly you hear heavy footsteps closing in. The thug is snatched from over you. He hits the tree hard, and before you can recover, a sharp piece of wood pierces his heart. Damn, she clapped him? It's Gregory, Sylvia's driver, who deals the blow. Damn, that nigga clapped him fast. His rendered in there. His eyes remain open, but he does not move and does not protest when Gregory puts him over his shoulder. Lang is waiting for us. Come before your snack wakes up. He points to your victim who's just coming to and gives you a somewhat snarky smile, and then breaks into a swift walk towards the Yvnngpd. I was watching you from afar. Miss Ling asked me to look out for you. She expected you get into trouble. He seems to realize that he might have said too much and just keeps walking, somewhat embarrassed. You reach the Yvnngpd together with the hoodlum in tow. Two figures are visibly near the culture, a man and woman tangled in a passionate embrace. Oh, there's that. That's not a patient embrace. No, not that it's self-feeding. Yep. This whole scene is set up so that it looks like a pair getting to the main public. She pulls it off like she's done it 100 times before. Crazy that she probably has. His man is unsure on his feet as she lets go of him and leads him towards a nearby bench. Noticing you, she whispers something to his ear and leads him. She nods to Greg as you approach. What do you have here? Did this kinder give you trouble, Earl? He says something about presenting me to somebody named Callahan. Ever heard of him? She looks shocked for his spoken, then recovers her regular constant. Yes, I have. This hoodlum is an Arnach. Then curious, Corona Park has not been claimed by any kindred last I checked. Let's go to the car. We'll put him in the trunk, present him to Coteries tomorrow night. I'm sure he'll be delighted to make this unbound acquaintance. Greg carries a steak vampire, Jesus Christ, and dumps him into the car trunk like a mannequin. It's a strange sign. You're quite happy you're not in that poor fucking shoes right now. It's almost surprising that you can get away with just casually throwing a stiff into your car and driving away, but then you remember that Sophie has been doing this for far longer than you have. The nagging thought that anything you did could have been recorded on a CCTV camera or picked up by Rando with a have decent smartphone. Streaming online fills you with dread. Hunting and using your abilities is a dangerous business. It's clear that this whole being a vampire thing has been as many converts as it has perks. You're taking out your headspace by Sophie's voice. I'll pick up tomorrow night, same as tonight. I have some business to attend to at Eilsum, and I expect you to accompany me. Plus a friend in the back needs to be probably introduced to Quadir and the Prince. I'm sure he'll have some interesting things to say to the court. Her voice is so cold, cool, nothing like the enchanted princess she showed at the gallery earlier tonight. She's always clearly a woman of many faces. Oh, Quadir will enjoy it too, I'm sure. She paused, seemingly lost in thought for a while. You haven't told me how your hunting went. Getting the hang of it, I would hope. Yeah, I think so. I think I am. I'll cope. I'm glad. She doesn't question you further. She seems distracted. Not all there. Her thoughts drift, and your car remains silent until you reach your apartment. We'll pick you up tomorrow evening. Good night. Just like that, without any further courtesy, so we leave, driven to her apartment at Gregory with a body in the trunk right in the middle of Manhattan. Did you cross paths with secrets like these in the past unknowingly? What other secrets did you pass on the street without knowing their true nature? So let me look at this. Ah. Vampire's home or base where they find secretary from the sun. A newly created vampire stone at their side protection. Very sick. Vampire who is claimed to give an expensive domain as their own, generally is sitting in sports that claim against all other term and can refer to kindred. Oh, either sex. Okay, okay. Now that makes sense. Okay. A source of blood. Okay. And here, hunger. Okay. Mythical figure should be the first most. Okay. Vampires as a whole or a single vampire. Term came after the 56 yard. Okay. Share returns at the creation hunts down violation. Okay. Your haven is just as you left it hours ago. Although the someone is coming for some time, you feel tired. You learn something about yourself today, and it takes some time to process. You're on the move for television, and a few books on the shelves in the apartment are either in the language of speak or sound like a boring read. Nothing left to do but rest. You sat on the back room, locked the door in a moment of hesitation, but then a decision. This time, you turn off the light. You think back to Julie. How many people in the city know about this vampire society? How many are willing accomplices are staying in the thing you met at Park? If he's not Camarilla, then what is he? Are there independent vampires? How does this work? What question you being wondering if there's ever going to be a number? You can start crossing them off the list instead of adding to it. Close your eyes. You sink into the now familiar void of nothingness. Greet you with open arms like an old friend. You open your eyes. Pitch dark to the blackness of a coffin drifting into the abyss. Alright, the light. Gasp for the switch, flipping the familiar cramped room and a steel door and no windows coming to view. You emerge from your bedroom fully awake just like yesterday. This time, however, Sophie's waiting for you, comfortably sitting on the sofa in your living room, a book in her hand, the melancholy resistant title sure on the brand. Good evening, Earl. Sorry that I've kept you waiting. Fear I haven't been here long. I was reminiscing about the time when I was called and I called this my haven. The core was much different, of course. We have an appointment. I received word Islesum will be called again tonight on account of your unruly friend from Corona Park. This should be a great opportunity for you to mingle. She keeps talking to you as well, and understands you get in the car. Girl gives you a slight nod and a small smile will open the door for Sophie. She starts the car where you take your seat in the back. Most in the Primogen Council is bound to be there. At least those who usually attend, probably some of the important personalities. You do well to at least learn about it. Okay, well, it's a new word. The Primogen Council represents the interest of the local kindred and advise the prince on matters of long road. Traditionally, it consists of representatives from each of the most prominent clans or factions in the domain. Naturally, favoring those of Camarilla, those outsiders are allowed to report any issues to Primogen, not of their own clan. Primogen are often elders, but despite the term Primogen from Latin means the firstborn, there are no rules in place that this house. There are no rules in the place that this is how it must be. In fact, the last few decades, more and more councils have been drastic changes to the structure. It's bound to probably some of the other. Okay. Who should I talk to? Anyone I should talk to when we arrive? And that's busy. My advice would be try to talk to the prince, perhaps reassure her of her gratefulness for being spared. Maybe speak to Padir on the same topic if you get a hold of him. Primogen would advise against. They're rather stuck up all Tony. If they will, even if they will talk to you, they might just try to secure you for some nefarious purpose. I wouldn't appreciate that. Of course, be respectful of anybody approaches you. Respectful of you will no doubt be gossiped about. As will I. Keep a cool head. Some enjoy provoking fledglings to stupid acts. At any rate, you should behave yourself tonight. Remember what I told you about reflecting on me as your patron. I have a representative to all in the court. Do not tarnish it. There it is. She might have saved you. She might be protecting and teaching you, but it's clear what she's really concerned about her own interests. You step into our hole with something of a bad memory. The last time you turned, your entire world had been turned upside down. Your existence nearly ended. But tonight there's very little outward hostility. Yes, because they gives you a look that's definitely intended to remind you of your own place, but the prince also intends to pleased to see you. Welcome, Sophie, Earl. Did I get that right? Good evening to both of you. I understand there's something else you wish to present to the court tonight. This prince, they'll be joining us shortly. My assistant has treated them presently. This better be worth the prince's time. And the prince gets caught at a cold glare. Forget the sheriff heard this. He's in a particular foul mood tonight. Something to do with Earl Brigadier including his grasp, I believe. Ouch, I must have hurt his ego, even if it's only a prize, a crooked smile. Mention of your sire makes you come back to all the talk and skewing social terms and the disillusionment with the status quo you enjoyed back at the club. Look at you now, behave agreeably. She likely wouldn't be too happy with this whole setup. Prince court hierarchy, but hey, she's gone. Probably forever. If you ever break out of this, it'll be on your own. The flaring whispers in the gallery hall breaks out of your thoughts. Gregory enters your room. The jumpsuit-clad vampire still staked on his chest. The show's about to start. So we drive places his charge in the middle of the room, and Maj probably the Godir. The sheriff approaches the vampire and moves the stake from his chest. Captain's eyes flicker to life, and he starts looking around and disbelief like a cornered animal. He backs out on all fours. He's been going circles until he realizes he's trapped. He hears steps on the man's chest and pins him to the floor. Why? Who do we have here? Oh shit, no. Come on, don't. Silence. Sheriff takes on an aura of utter dread. He appears like he's a primal force of nature that's out to get you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but shiver in terror. Beside you shrieks, and you can swear happiness in unison with the incidents of some of the other guests here tonight. It's unlike any of you experienced in his company during your turbulent first night as a vampire. Did he really go easy on you, all things considered? Seems like it takes all the hoodlums willpower tonight from crawling to fetal position and start crying. Oh, please don't hurt me, man. Don't. You and me are going to have a little talk downstairs at the prince's discretion. Please go ahead, my sheriff. You heard the prince. Get up, let's go. He doesn't wait for permission. He just grabs the man and drags him, kicking and screaming out the room. Conversations start all around you. Some whisper, some more quiet, overheard. Sophie looks somewhat bored at the whole affair. Her eyes wander from an art piece to an art piece, clearly finding nothing to her particular liking. What happens now? It'll be at least some minutes when Requitter gets information. He seeks out the thug. Why not mingle while we wait for him to break? Excuse me. Buffy leaves your side and goes to a corner of the gallery where a group of kindred, some seemingly pretty old-fashioned, gather. Concierge offers you a drink, still warm, smells nice. A sip to take you off, a splash over your plate, coating your tongue and inside your cheeks. Nourishment. Get it to your own decision. You have a quick look around. The prince is currently talking to a dark-skinned woman that you recall seeing here those few nights ago. She has a cold but no constance to her. Their conversation is casual. A loud, shrill laugh turns your attention to the night of your judgment. He's making the rounds, chatting with different patrons. You feel someone's eyes on you, and a casually dressed, plain-looking man stands alone near a column watching. He turns his gaze away sheepishly when he realizes you just noticed. There's something about this guy. It's not that he's staring at you. Most everybody in this room at one point or another. It's how he does it. He seems shy, maybe even afraid. It's hard to find a secluded spot at the gallery tonight, but this guy's in an entire corner alone to himself. As you approach, he's standing low with no glass in his hand, a worried look on his face. Good evening, mister. Larson, or you can call me Robert. Either's fine. So who are you? You mean like generally a vampire, same as you though? Might not quite look it. One of the prince's panhards, Permigan. I'm here on business in case the prince requires my insight, usually so she can hear me out before ignoring me. Not sure if you were paying attention to the other night, but when the prince mentioned diverging opinions on whether you should be excused or not, that was me. I was the diverging opinion. What was your reasoning? I'm grateful, but I'm kind of curious. What was your reasoning? Reasoning, just common sense. You shouldn't be blamed for being assaulted. Essentially murdered to boot. But as Cordelia loves to say, the traditions are clear. I don't want to be rude and I appreciate you reaching out, but word of advice, stay away from me. It represents like this, by my opinion, it's probably some kind of drug, you know. You talk to me, they'll know it and they'll hold it against you. Quick look behind you, see that if you couldn't stop keep shooting curious glance, a woman putting a redhead boasting of a fanciful hairstyle which watches you disapprovingly. I already do, I imagine. Excuse me, I need to try to get a word in with Primogen members before Quitter returns to enjoy it. With that, Quitter looks at refusing to keep your company. Used to think about who's a brunette. Presents to mingle with other kids and play to her element, not to be disturbed. Quitter still has to come back there, so he'll probably still fire for at least one more conversation. I don't really care about the prince too much. The man notices your attention, but it takes a few minutes before he pauses his mingling for long enough to actually approach him. He looks at you quizzically. What the f? Thomas Arturo. Is that your name? Assume you'd like to know. I know you. By name only, of course, Earl. Embraced a few nights ago, huh? Well, how's the undeaf treating you? I'm coping. Takes some getting used to for sure. Oh, it sure does. Good thing you have an attorney to make the best of it, right? Moment to clean his glasses, completely ignore you until he's done and puts them back on. Sorry. Besides, you know most of us don't need to wear these, right? I can see just fine without them, but it's a statement. Them things keep catching specks of dust and other sort of shit. They'll never stay clean for long. Sometimes I think they're more trouble than they were when you say. If they're a pain, why wear them? If it's a pain to wear them and you don't need them, why do it? Like I said, it's a statement. Inconvenience. There's no excuse to stop pursuing perfection. What else is there, really? All right, that was a nice chat, but I had to catch up with a few other fellows tonight. Talk to you later, Jeannie. Hey, Jeannie. Didn't even give you a chance to say goodbye. He's already all grabbed his glass of a tray and headed to one of the mustachio man nearby. A loud change near the staircase grabbed everybody's attention. Quitter's back and the hoodlum is with him. Chef pushes the unfortunate victim inside the room. The vampire that threatened you last night is a mess. That stupid hat is still expected and inexplicably on his head, covering some of his ruined face in the welcome shot. He's barely conscious. His shin is broken. You think something protruding there, making that pant leg bulge. One arm seemed twisted at a strange angle. Very little blood splattered, but clear. Hold on, hey. Look, dude, did our guest cooperate? Tell the prince your name. It's Howard. And who do you run with, Howard? Midnighters. And an Arnart Coterie, my prince, active for some time now, though from what this one told me, the name is about only legacy the group has kept over the years. I see. Hey, Prince, I didn't mean it. I didn't know it. I did. A loud crack makes some of the guests audibly gasp at Coteries' slap. Dislocates the man's jaw. A spray of blood creates something like an abstract art piece on the floor. This one is guilty of threatening a member of the Camilla, claiming a domain without the prince's approval. That would alone be enough to pass so judge, but he is also an Arnart scum. My prince, there can only be one way to find a death. Do your duty, Sheriff. Unless, of course, someone would like to play a being demonstrated like I did a few nights ago. Look at the prince serves you, and so he's a cruel jest. So he takes a gracefully smiling, slipping her arm under yours in a strange public show of affection. Nobody says anything. Vampire named Howard jumps to his feet and makes for the window. Oh, damn. It's plus you make your choice. Focus on your blow. You dash forward and grab her by the back of his jumpsuit, pulling her away from the window. You're some resistance, but you find it. Don't have to worry about when a swift cut separates Howard's head from his body. You let go, and the head slumps to the ground. You stand between you and the window. He's sworn drawing and an ugly smile on his face. Whoa, your ignorance is laudable. If unnecessary, that Howard fellow couldn't have hoped to escape his fate. I face a Cordeer's expertise. I've made note of this show of loyalty on both you and your patrons' accounts. Yes, sir. I would like to thank Ms. Langley for bringing this unarmed thug to my and Quadar's attention. I assume all have found the verdict satisfactory. The only reason I'm playing nice is honestly is to get stronger. Once I get to a certain strength, bro, I'm not listening to no one, bro. I'm gonna do whatever I want at that point, and I'm probably gonna take her position. I'm probably gonna kill her. I'm not gonna kill the other dude. He's cool, but it's a rhetorical question. Everybody here knows it. Then I consider tonight's meeting concluded. Good night to all of you. She steps out of the room, and you can see the many guests move to do the same. Sophie seems to be conversing with somebody. A serious-looking man in a trench coat about what transpired. You probably have the time to strike up a conversation on your own, too. Qadir Al-Assami is still there for one, but clearly getting ready to leave. That's... I didn't pronounce the name. Both Larson seem to have stayed around too. One is still moping around, the other chatting with the remaining attendants as if nothing happened in the meantime. Talk to Robert Larson? Which one is Robert? Robert's the one that they said don't talk to him. But Thomas is the guy that completely ignored me, so I'm not talking to that. Quadir before he leaves. I'll talk to Quadir. Seems that was improved, so he decided you won't get better shots saying a piece. He's just sheathing his sword as you approach him. He'll just before his face turns from a melancholy frown back to his regular predatory smirk. You seem to have caught him in a moment of reflection. What is it, Earl? I want to thank you for bringing me here. Thank you for bringing me here in one piece. For giving me a chance. Emotion creeps into Greg's face that you haven't seen the sheriff exhibit yet. Is that gratitude? It's fleeting, only there for a moment, gone in a blink of an eye. It was trying on my nerves, and you were still far. You're still far and away from proving that was the right thing to do it. So don't think that if a few kind words will let you off the hook. Still out there, man. I was surprised as a prince when you jumped at the opportunity, started honor from escape. I was sure they would have beat you to Valerie? Bro, I used my power too. That was fire. There's nothing else. So okay, so when it shows the little mark, that means I'm using my ability. And then I could have tried to stop him normally, but I wouldn't have caught him in time. He's a vampire. I'll leave. My bad. If nothing else, I'll be taking my leave. Why are you so mean? Why are you so mean? A smile, a chuckle, genuine. Good night, fledgling. And you watch yourself. You messed up my betting average, so I'll be sure to keep a close eye on you. With that final threat, he leaves the gallery. It's right about when Sylvia also ends her conversation and walk over to you. Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come. Greg is waiting downstairs. She seems preoccupied with something. Now I'm talking to moves an awkward ride back to the city. This time you arrive at another building. Just 2 streets across from your apartment. She brings you upstairs, though a very nice lobby and a luxurious looking hall to her domain. Please have a seat. I shall be right with you. You take your surroundings. The apartment is like a gallery. An old school smoking room that you've seen in some periodic piece once. Anna Nova Rich's living room meticulously combined together. I don't know what that word is. I'm sorry. Apologies. Old habits die hard. Clearly, some stick with you even after your death. Oh, she smokes. That doesn't even affect her. She's a vampire. She drags her cigarette and breathes. How is she doing that? Can you do that? Can you do that too? Oh yeah, she might not know it takes some practice, but you can keep smoking if you'd like. Other things to experiment, you might surprise yourself. But I did not bring you here to show off. This is where I rest. These nights, that door in the back, the bedroom, similar to yours. I have servant and bodyguards in addition, of course. Brought you here because I need you to trust. And I brought you here because I need you to trust me when I told you before that I need your best behavior to hold my good standing with the court I'm in. But that's not the whole story. I mean, I have your interest in mind too. That's why, bro. Dang, that's why I'm giving you your own haven. Why I'm trying to teach you how to navigate this new reality. But you need to trust me, or else this won't work. You can come over here whenever you feel like asking me something. When you're in trouble too, though, I hope that won't happen often. I'll ask you to come here when you wake up tomorrow. I have something to discuss with you. I'll be there. I'll be here. Okay, I'll come over first thing tomorrow night. I appreciate that. I'll be over here first thing tomorrow night. It's such a funny thing to say. I appreciate that. Silence again. There's definitely something else to Sophia's mind tonight, but she doesn't seem eager to share with you, Jim. Ah, dang, I didn't read all of it. I'm leaving for another visit. Wait, can I just... Can I read the dialogue? Just for a group of kids and I, but can I? What's a lick? A already told me you should do it to address a young, unexperienced vampires. Like, I was about to body that man. Bro, how do I, is it this one? Yeah. Science again, there's ever someone. She doesn't seem to share with you just yet. Oh, that's all it was? Okay. I'm leaving for another visit. Come downstairs with me. I'll give you a lift. A quick trip. I promise that you'll show up tomorrow and some polite goodbyes later. Open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts. It's exciting in a way, being dragged deeper and deeper into the society and its rules. Whatever it he has planned for you is bound to teach you more about this thing you have become. You seek into your vampiric sleep with just a sliver of hope. It's a welcoming change. Open a reinforced door. You look out the window to see invariably a sky bird of sunlight, and then it hits you, the hunger. Remember, you let yourself wonder if there will ever come a night when it's just not there. Given what you've learned this far, you probably have as much chance of kick-starting your heart with jumper cables. You lock the door behind you, head over to Sophie's apartment. You did promise to call on her. Might as well not keep the lady waiting. And hey, what else are you gonna do? Call Jess? Yeah, right. What else would you tell her? Even if she picked up at all, she probably used opportunity to stick some more needles in you, or worse, persuade you to come back. Or go back to work? Yeah, who are we kidding? HR probably found a replacement the day after I went missing. Nobody there cared if you got kidnapped or turned into a creature of the night. Though, these thoughts put you in a weird mood. It's a strange situation to walk the crowded streets same as you have so many times before, but feeling disconnected. All these people, you're not one of them. Not anymore. You're a vampire, kindred, and you need to carve your own path in this strange new existence, one way or another. Appropriately enough, you are so easy being just at that thought crosses your mind. Quick word with the security guard and you're led into the elevator. Apparently Miss Langley is expecting you. Of course she is. You knock and wait patiently as the footsteps on the other side grow closer. Finally the door opens and Gregory, Sophie's driver, invites you in. You find the lady herself standing by the window. I can't read. Silhouetted against the city's midnight glow. She stares out motionless like a marble stone. Is her eyes red? Everything alright? She doesn't react immediately, but seems to snap out of some meditative state and looks at you with strangely bleary eyes. Yes, it is. How kind of you to ask. Tell me. When you look out at this city, when you see the lights, hear the hum, smell the rain on the pavement, what do you think about? You gaze out, the lights and rain, the relentless, the relentless honking below, music blasting from a nearby window, echoing off the building. Someone who should record an hour of this should throw it up on YouTube as an ambient piece. Other than that, though, it's business as usual. The sights and sounds of those, they're them all too well. So watching, you can tell she's disappointed somehow, but she covers it up with a courteous smile. Not everyone can appreciate the intricacies that the world offers. In fact, among kindred, my clan is so notorious for finding innate meaning even in the mundane. I mean, I was just human not that long ago, so you've probably been a vampire for hundreds of years, so you're probably used, I haven't been a vampire that long. Oh, I didn't mean to do it. Bloodlines who share common characters pass through the blood from side of the child. There are 13 known clans, all of which were reputedly funded by the members of the third generation. See, the blood that flows within me is that of the Toreador. Ah, that's the clan. So the black guy that I seen before, he was part of the Toreador clan. So maybe if I picked the black guy, maybe when I looked out that window just now, maybe it would have been different. Because I'm not part of the same clan. I'm part of the Brudger, whatever that clan is. There are 13 such bloodlines among us, kindred. Dude, that number has been contested in the past, and these nights... Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to do that. And these nights, it seems that nothing is certain anymore. The clans have gone by many equivalents over the years, but the names used these nights have their roots in medieval times, original Inquisition, if you can believe it. He usually categorize and describe an inherent differences in time we adapt them. Each class has uniqueness about it, inescapable, originating from an ancient progenitor carried from the sire to child. Jesus, I can't read. From the Toreador, the gift lies in a sensitivity of sorts. We are uniquely attuned to beauty and ugliness both. We can see either where most cannot. A blessing on most nights, usually a curse. Yeah, so probably would fit better with her if I picked the black guy. But it is what it is. sheriff is of my clan as well. Although you'd be hard-pressed to see him as much poor quarter, it breaks my heart to see him in this state. So there's beauty to it as well, nothing like a good fall from grace. Try as she might act playful, you can tell she genuinely cares. She lets her gaze wander for a brief moment, but is quick to regain her composure. Then there are the Yvnngpd, known for their pride and proclivity to rule over others. The prince represents that clan, as it is quite common in our society around the globe. Where the blue bloods think themselves rulers, the Brudja like to see themselves as preeminent revolutionaries. They call for universal rebellion while being slaves to their own temper. That's me, bruh. Brudja. We don't discuss the rabble much anymore, not after they largely broken off with the Camarilla. To think they were philosophers once ago. I hope to tell you more about some of the other belongings tonight. What's my clan? Do you know what my clan is? No, I can only guess it's based on certain aspects of your behavior and taste. You need to come to your own conclusion and seek validation from your clanmates if you require such a thing. As you will no longer learn some kindred fit. These stereotypes more than others. The blood is hard to deny, though there are certainly those who try. But that is perhaps a subject from another time. I invited you here for a reason. There's something I want to speak to you about. Jesus. It's customary in our society, especially among the younger kin, to organize into Coteries. Sometimes they are called the prince themselves or mandated by the fledgling sire. In our case, you may treat it as more of a strong recommendation. Once you seek out companions, not only because you need to learn more about society, but also because it is useful. True friendships are rare among kindred, but having eyes, even temporal ones, is something of the necessary these nights. We might be selfish creatures, but we are drawn to each other nevertheless. Where should I look for allies? Any chance where I should start looking? I was about to get to that. She puts on a mysterious smile. Spent some of my precious time last night asking around, pondering potential kindred for you to meet. Come up with a short list of contacts. Hope you appreciate the gesture. Further partnership with them might offer perspective and viewpoints that I cannot provide. Lenses through which to view our kind. They are all members of the Camarilla. Of course, more or less. Okay. Who are they? Alright then, let's hear who's on the list. Eager to learn about them, let's see. Good, I'm glad. So let's start with the Tremere. They are a powerful clan disliked by many, but feared and respected by many more. They have been an important pillar of the clan since the very beginning. They are blood sorcerers. This one? A hermetic mage in the 8th century Romania. Tremere was the leader of the cable of magic users, rightfully feared for their obsession with the knowledge and power. Unwilling to accept his own mortality, the Kimmer casts his eyes on the hollowed secret of mortality. In his creed, the mage instigated the most terrifying magical experiment ever conducted, damning himself and his followers to hell of their own making. Terrified, they died and woke into the eternal and life and hunger, cut off from their craft and the mockery of their foreign magical rituals. Not only fresh, but allows the Timber to cast their therametric spells to twist reality. The clan is still organized like an instatory occult order, recently fractured into a number of competing houses, each claiming to be the rightful heir of the Tremere's legacy. They see true power as knowing the ways of shaping the world, having access to the right blood, and owning the rarest and ancient artifacts. They are usually referred to as warlords, heretics, or transgressors. Wait. Let me look at the Brudja, because I'm pretty sure I'm the Brudja. Here's the Brudja. Brudja clans have always embraced from the ranks of those sympathetic to counterculture and revolution. They seek out allies who question normative ideas and recognizing the fire of their oppression. They gravitate towards the underdog, common perception, police, punk, gang members, maladjusted immigrants rejected by the society that would protect them, and play card carrying the Molotov wielding rioters among the Brudja. While above is sometimes true, the clan adheres to no single ideology, and their desire for dissent reaches as deep as the fraudster ripping off their own company, the lawyer representing the poor pro bono, the neo-Nazi claiming to be alt-right, and the their desire for dissent reaches as deep as the fraudster ripping off their own company, the lawyer representing the poor pro bono, the neo-Nazi claiming to be alt-right, and the basement dweller downloading thousands of movies illegally for distribution of the streaming site. Fledgers embrace to fight and protect the commonly referred to as rebel punks or rabble. Okay? He looks over with a hint on disbelief. Blood soldiers, they're pretty short. They're pretty short mark from QA used to brag about having a level 70 blood source. Somehow you don't think he meant magical vampires. Sophie snickers. Oh child, don't be caught with that look on your face when you meet a warlock in person. They really are adept at using vitae, their own as well as others, to unique and potential effects. Turn for the blood of a vampire. Oh, they're good at using vampire blood. They're quite rigid in their hierarchy. The kid not have after might be so persuading. His name is Athgon. From what I hear, he is quite the scholar, a very ambitious child, a noted tremere here in New York City. Isling Sternberg. Spent enough time with Athgon, and I'm sure you'll run into her sooner or later. The whole blood magic thing sounds intriguing. Oh yeah, it's fascinating. It's also a well-kept secret of the tremere. Don't expect them to share right away. Young things have to be earned. And if you wish to contact the young tremere, I hear you could usually find them in a New Age bookstore out on Broadway. The Timmy have one of their workshops there. Gregory will give you the details. Now this is excellent, but it comes with a bit of caveat. As you recall me saying, most bloodlines have unique features that may not be obvious at first. Well, there's one clan whose members wear their curse on their sleeve. The Nosferatu. The clan of hidden are known under many names: hives, leapers, sewer rats, carnies, scabs, orlocks, but a few of them found pleasure for the Nosferatu that embraces a journey through rejection as the bound of the horror gradually forms a struggle. Tissues of the human body into gross abomination. Weeks of pain result in deformities similar to terrible birth defects, cancer growth, crippling injuries, and leaper-like swords. Those who endure it find themselves as monstrous echoes of Murnau's silver screen version, but perhaps pain and humiliation teaches compassion. Notice it as they jokingly call themselves are the most humane of the kindred, wearing the curse on the outside rather than on the inside, to blend in some call the blood to wear the borrowed face of the victims or disappear from the sight, while others rely on prosthetics and heavy makeup. Man, what's with the goofy names? Guess they're really big on the blue. I don't know what that means, bro. I'm sorry, that joke didn't hit. No wonder they make the heavens and sewers, abandoned buildings and such. Their bricks is hideous and obviously unnatural. Had they walked the streets like other kin, the king would have learned that existence long ago. She just shuddered. It's hard to tell what her use was, but you could swear her skin suddenly took an even more sickly color. One not having mind isn't bigot and eyes as the rest of it, but he's also no Adonis either. Still, he has some talents and connections you might find useful. His name is D'Angelo. He has an office, for a lack of better term, in the otherwise abandoned grain terminal on the Red Hook, right next to one of those Swedish stores. The name escapes me. The ones with the awful furniture. What, a Kia? Yeah, that's it. My mind struggles to retain things that are aesthetically displeasing. D'Angelo does odd things for Cordia, digging up dirt, locating kindred who prefer to be hidden, the kind of work that the Nosferatu, I can't pronounce that, or best at. Just call him Nas. He's on a case right now, something to do with kind murders, I think. After the initial brush with our dear chef, I think it would be wise to show some good will towards his agenda. Assisting D'Angelo with his investigation might be just the thing. He takes a brief pause to look out the window again. Now come to two more exotic proposals. Exotic as the blood mage and the vampire detective were unusual enough. You may have heard about the gangrel before. They are wild clan in touch with their beasts in a way others might not dare to attempt. They mostly keep out of big cities, but there are exceptions. Clan Gorgles are outcasts, murderous rogues and hunters. They make havens in the poorest part of the city if no shall reduce, so they claim few dominions of their own, but refer to no prince. If a pharaoh enter the city, the prince will either accept or have to fight the pharaoh to get them back down. When there's a brace from the ranks of survivors and fighters, the leaders of the prison crews, gangs, explorers, urban and other, any human sees the world as something to traverse instead of something to hide from. They care not for looks or title, but for the compliment references. They are commonly referred to as wolves, feral outcasts, or in a more derogatory manner as animals, strays, and savages. Normally they haven't been part of the community for over 2 decades, but the one candidate I would like you to meet has strong, shall we say, familiarities to the sect. Her name is Tamika. Her sire, Jezebel, was an instrumental during the Battle of New York back in 1999, the very same battle that cemented the city as Cameron domain. Sadly, her achievements have gone largely unrecognized. Tamika and a number of her siblings who resided in the domain they were awarded after the battle's Prospect Park. Jezebel herself left the city some years ago, fed up with being unappreciated. You should know a lot more about her side, but it's just something that she told me about Tamika. I asked her around one out of all the Jezebel's children, Tamika is known to be the most rational and cool-headed, at least for Gangrel. It says she'd like to have a unique way of praising your wealth. I cannot say how exactly, but you should be prepared for an interesting conversation at the very least. Then again, this could be said almost every kid in this city. There's that mysterious smile again. So you see, seeking out to make could prove quite a education of nothing else. Who knows? Perhaps you will find her temperament to be welcome to change of pace. But speaking of a change of pace, I have one last stretch for you, but though it's one I don't make lightly. The Kindle who calls herself Hope. She's a Malakavian. They are a uniquely cursed clan for centuries who considered them mad, insane, unhinged, but those who spend enough time with them come to understand the truth. Psychologists with this diagnose children of Megaloth with schizophrenia, depression, obsessive compulsive disorder, or post-traumatic stress disorder, sometimes all at once. In reality, clan of the moon are all these things and none. Like the wise madmen of poetry, the derangement stems from seeing too much of the world at once, from understanding too deeply and feeling emotions that are too strong to bear. They self-medicate with blood, but that is just a temporary solution. Automatically suffer mental illness following with the embrace, sometimes accentuating existing conditions, other times adding a new dimension to their instability, as if their thoughts and actions were based on otherworldly logic. There seems to be no knowing. Wait, I forgot where I was at. I looked away for a second. Other times adding a new, as their thoughts were based on otherworldly knowledge, seems to be no knowing when their condition will manifest structurally or when it will offer important perspective where such previously lacking. They are referred to as oracles, jesters, and visionaries, or in a more insulting manner, as a madman, liabilities, and lunatics. There's no sense but a unique perception of the world that appeared to us as unstable, and that perception can prove to be very valuable. Having a monkey as your companion might be taxing on the nerves and true test of patience at times, but the insight and intuition are unrivaled among community. As for Hope specifically, she is said to be a recluse, but I have good authority that she currently found at an internet cafe. I believe it's called a Lower Manhattan. Gregory has the address. It doesn't sound like my type. I'm gonna say if it wasn't for the fact that I like to get to know members of the different clans, and here to check, I hope wouldn't be on the list necessarily. But if I had heard about her true, you should at least seek out her and give her a chance. You might be pleasantly surprised. Well, yeah, that's all of them. I still have a few social calls to make, so I'll leave you to it. Use tonight and tomorrow night to arrange some of the cordial visits of your own. I'll send Gregory for you as soon as I have the further need of your assistance. Oh, that reminds you, you need a car. Join us downstairs, won't you? He smiles once more and turns to her drives. He helps her put on her coat, and the three of you leave Sophie's apartment. Toby points to one of the cars near the building. Eric hands you the keys. It's a rather inconspicuous compact car, decent looking, if not luxurious ride. Stay safe, bro. This is your first night alone. Don't let it be your last. Whichever way you find yourself with more freedom than you've had for the past few nights. Blessing or burden, time will tell. The list of address in your hand, you see your next move. Well. I'm gonna leave this here. I think this is a perfect stopping point. I'm gonna leave this here. So, y'all don't forget to like, subscribe, check my Instagram down below in the description. Check out my community tab every once in a while. And with all that out the way, I'll see y'all later. Peace.